Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I am your host, Ryan Gilbert, and I will be riding solo this evening. Joel Meyer is down in the States, I think is in Portland, Seattle, enjoying some concerts down there. So hopefully he's having a good time down in the States. But yeah, it's going to be me for a solo show today. Unsure about Friday, but that's the update for now. Got a 9-game slate Thursday. Got some NHL Awards Watch article came out. So we touch on all that. But top of the show here, make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast. Wherever you listen to your podcast, if that's on Spotify or Apple, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. On YouTube, subscribe as well. Comment, like there. All that good stuff is appreciated. Follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN and get in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord there. Yeah, shout out everyone in the live chat. We got Trevor. We got Trevor in the live chat. How are you, Ryan? I'm okay. I'm doing okay here on a Wednesday. Nice Wednesday afternoon here in Philadelphia. So, yeah, top of the show. Let's just get right into the puck buck bets for last night's games here. Middling day for both of us again, but I'm just going to touch on my bets here. 2 and 3, down 19.6 puck bucks there. Had Vegas team total over 3.5 at -125. We're finding a way to attack this one. I think Joel went regulation, and Golden Knights outshot the Penguins there 37-17, but could not erase a 2-0 deficit to win that one. Lost 3-2 in overtime with Erik Karlsson after they tied it up late with Noah Hannafin in the final 7 seconds there. Columbus Blue Jackets and the over in that game at over 6.5. The Cannons were firing, but it was mostly for the Devils there at home. Devils got a 5-3 win. They went up 3-0 early. Blue Jackets did make it 3-2, but Devils are looking good even without Jack Hughes. We'll see how long that lasts there for New Jersey. My Flyers plus 102. Senators on a back-to-back. Ivan Fedotov gets the start in net. Senators scored 24 seconds in, and it's just downhill from there. Flyers get nothing going in the first period. Tied up in the second. Tied up twice there in the second after allowing a quick goal after tying it 1-1. I think the Senators scored like a minute or two later, which is typical Flyers fashion. We'll get into that more. They play Thursday, so we'll talk about that one then. But the Canadians, they keep trucking on here, plus 142 at those Vancouver Canucks. Canucks are not looking too good. Montreal went up 3-0 in that one. Vancouver, made it 3-2 with Elias Pettersson power play goal midway through the third period there. But Canadians put that one away. They're looking good. They're looking like they may be a surprise team in the East. You got things heating up between the Sens, Blue Jackets, Canadians. You even got the Rangers, Bruins in there tied with the Canadians in terms of points. So should be a pretty good wild card race there in the Eastern Conference the final month of the season here. All right, and it is March, and that means March Madness. We're giving away $2,000 in our free March Madness bracket competition. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket to sign up today. Plus, compete against SGPN this March in our $75,000 winner-take-all college basketball survivor contest. Enter at splashsports.com/SGPN. All right, yeah, let's just get right into this 9-game slate for Thursday, March 13th. Kicking us off with my Philadelphia Flyers, plus 145, hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning, minus 175. Over 5.5 is minus 130. Under 5.5, they're at plus 110. I just don't understand this line here at all for the Lightning only being minus 175. I'm seeing between minus 164 and minus 195 on the board, and I really do think it should be closer to minus 200 here. I know Lightning have lost back-to-back games at home against Boston, then went into Carolina last night, lost 4-1. But the Flyers, when they're at full strength, they are a decent hockey team. But they traded away Lawton, traded away Frost and Farabee, got Kuzmenko, traded away Kuzmenko. Hathaway's out. Torts is doing weird things on the bench and benching Michkov, and he's upsetting the media and the fan base. So, and the Lightning here are in the Atlantic Division. Not sure if they're going to be able to get that top spot. between the Leafs and Panthers at the top there, but they're still pushing strong here in the final month of the season. Vasilevsky's had a few leaky games, but the Flyers, I mean, yesterday was the first game in 4 games when they scored more than 1 goal. So, I mean, 5-game losing streak here. It's a 7-game homestand. They could very well go win this on the homestand. 6-3, 4-1, 4-1, 3-1, and 5-2 have been the final scores here. So, Lightning money line -175 seems fine. Lightning puck line at +136 I think looks pretty good. The Flyers have not been good on the power play, not been good with the empty net. So if it is a 1-goal game late, you could see the Lightning pull away there with the empty netter. They don't tend to lose 3 games in a row very often, so they'll be ready to go against the Flyers in Philly on Thursday night. All right, down to 7 o'clock again. Got the St. Louis Blues -115 at the Pittsburgh Penguins -105. Under 6.5 is -135. Over 6.5 +114 here. Penguins coming off 2 straight wins in Minnesota, and then last night somehow over Vegas got outshot 37-17. We're outshot the game before that 30-22, but came away with 3-1 and 3-2 victories. Tristan Jarry has been back up from the AHL. He started both of those games, so maybe he's rejuvenating his career a little bit for an offseason trade or something there. But yeah, Blues here continue their road trip, kind of. I mean, they haven't played since the 8th, so they've had 3-4 days off now after that games in LA, Anaheim, and LA there. They're pushing for the playoffs. The West only really has one spot open, with the Wild pretty much having that top spot. But I mean, the Flames, Canucks, and Blues are all in the mix for that. In the hockey club, and the Yotes, got to give credit to Utah there. So they're all in the mix. Yeah, St. Louis, huge rest advantage here. Pittsburgh has to run out of some of this puck luck at some point here. So I think Bennington being rested should be good to go into Pittsburgh and get the win. So I'm going to be taking the Blues here at -115. As for the total, I guess I would go with the under, but 6.5 at -135 is not good. It's not a good price there, and you could see both of these teams just have a back and forth game too. So not going to play the total, but I do like another road favorite there with the Blues. All right, down to 7 o'clock again here. I got the Vegas Golden Knights -166 at the Columbus Blue Jackets +140. Under 6.5 is -118, with the over 6.5 here at -102. Vegas, just mentioned them. They were in Pittsburgh last night, lost 3-2 in overtime, lost 6-5 at home to the Kings on Sunday in a wild back and forth game for them there. So 2 straight losses for them. And Columbus, 4-game road trip, played Tuesday night, kind of a Malinsky special, but it have been on the East Coast, Tampa, Florida, then the Rangers, then New Jersey. So not too far from Columbus, but still, coming home for the first time in a week, seeing their family and whatnot. So I think just with that alone, I know they are great at home this season, 26-4, but I think the Golden Knights do. I think they do get this one done here at -166. Columbus does have a few injuries still. I mean, obviously the Vegas Golden Knights do as well, but I think Vegas gets back on track. They played two solid games after their 4-game winning streak. And yeah, Columbus, I don't know. They're a great story. I like them. I think they will make the playoffs, but can't pull the trigger there at +140. So just out of principle, taking the Malinsky special here, even if it's not too much of a special there at -166. And the total, it's a Columbus game. Vegas games have been going over recently, so I would probably go with the over 6.5 here at -102. Cannons are back home. Cannons should be firing in this one for the first home game since the Stadium Series for the Blue Jackets there. So it should be a good one there in Columbus. All right, down to quite possibly the game of the night here. I got the Florida Panthers -112 at the Toronto Maple Leafs -108. Over 5.5 is -125. Under 5.5 at +105. I believe this is the first of 3 meetings in the final month of the season here between these two teams at the top of the Atlantic Division. So should be interesting here to see how these games go. Of course, Brad Marchand is in Florida. He's not playing yet. They are hoping they get him back before the playoffs. For Toronto, it looks like Chris Tanev has been practicing and whatnot, but unlikely to play as the Leafs return home here. Leafs had a 3-game road trip lost in Vegas 5-2, lost in Colorado 7-4, pulled out the shootout win in Utah 4-3. I think Mitch Marner had a beautiful shootout goal there for the Leafs. He's been mentioned in Selke Trophy talks as well there. So yeah, but Leafs, yeah, they've only had one home game in the last. They were home against the Hurricanes coming out of the break, went on a 4-game road trip, came back home for the second half of a back-to-back and lost to the Sharks, and went right back on the road 3 games to Vegas, Colorado, and Utah. So not not exactly a Malinsky special again here, but a lot of travel there for Toronto. Florida just had a 5-game homestand, went up to Boston, lost 3-2. So they've been, that was last night. Toronto kind of similar rest advantage here. I'm not going to be betting this one at all. I think this is definitely going to be a back and forth game. One of those type of games where you watch it live, you watch it for entertainment, and maybe if you see an angle, play a live bet, a +1.5, maybe get them both at plus money to guarantee a win or something there. But this should be a fun game. Definitely going to go a long way in the Atlantic Division, and then therefore in the Eastern Conference, because as we've been talking about, whichever team wins that Atlantic Division is going to play the first wild card team, which is probably going to be the Senators or the Blue Jackets, rather than playing, the Lightning in that first round. So, and then that's pretty much a bye for them, and kind of a cakewalk to the second round, and greatly increases their Eastern Conference chances as well. So, big game here in Toronto between the Cats and the Leafs. If I had to make a pick, I would go with the Florida Panthers here on the road. 18-12-1 on the road. Toronto's 20-11-1 at home. So, decent splits for both sides here. And I just think they have playing better recently. I think they're, even without Kachuk, they have a good thing there going. And Toronto mentioned all that travel. So I like the Cats here at -112 if you have to make a pick. Right, down to 7 o'clock. Again, got the Boston Bruins +160 at the Ottawa Senators -192. Over 5.5 -102, under 5.5 -118 here. Bruins have been tough, even after trading Marchand, after trading Carlo, with McAvoy still out. They got a good win down there in Tampa Bay 4-0. Good win against Florida 3-2. Jeremy Swayman starting both of those games. 2 big games for him. Maybe he is finally coming into his own, but Boston's 11-17-3 on the road. Ottawa is 19-9-2 at home. I saw them in person last night here in Philly. Not overly impressive, but a very solid team, a team that does look like it's on a mission to make the playoffs. They've won 4 in a row, won 5 of their past 6, with the only loss coming in Washington in a shootout there. So they have been playing pretty impressively since the break. But I still don't think this should be a -192 number. Maybe I'm reading too much into the past 2 Bruins games after we wrote them off a little bit. Yeah, for those 2, but I don't know, especially if you think about the Senators against the Bruins. Like if one team is going to be -192 here, you think it would be the Bruins. And I know a lot of things have changed since then. Dylan Cousins coming in for the Sens looked good last night, got the steal and the snipe in the third period. Brady Tkachuk scoring, he's been on fire. I think he has goals in 4 of his past 5 or something like that. He's been on a long point streak, so maybe look that way if you want to bet the Senators. Maybe a Kachuk goal, maybe a Kachuk point plus money line to bring those odds down. But -192, I feel like, is just a bit too high. Maybe the puck line +140. Boston does play a lot of 1-goal games, but Ottawa they both play a bunch of 1-goal games. So yeah, I'm probably no real play on the side here. Maybe a draw. 2 of their 3 meetings this season have gone to overtime. Sens and Boston do play some close games, so maybe look at that at 3 or 1 or better, or just some Brady Tkachuk props there, shots on goal, points, goals, whatever you want. All right, we are brought to you by Edge Boost. SGPN has partnered up with Edge Boost, the premier Visa debit card for bettors. An Edge Boost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at the sportsbook or other DFS sweepstakes sites. Plus, you can earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards for using your Edge Boost card. And your money is safe as the card is FDIC insured. The best part is no credit checks, and it's completely free. Sign up today and use promo code SGPN so you get better cash back and better rewards and instant tier 2 status. It's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And we're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet every sport, plus props for every game. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head to MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right, down to 7:30 here. Got the Edmonton Oilers minus 148 at the New Jersey Devils plus 124. Under 6.5 minus 130. Over 6.5 at plus 110. I mentioned in the puck buck bets, Devils have been surprisingly good since Jack Hughes went down. They lost three in a row, then went to Philadelphia on Sunday for a 3-1 win, then took down Columbus 5-3 there on Tuesday night. So been a decent home team this season, 16-11-4, just over 500. Edmonton, though, decent road team as well, 17-12-2, coming off that loss in Buffalo on Tuesday night. But I mean, they outshot them 34-23. They've been playing pretty well despite their recent outcomes. I know they had that long losing streak against good teams. Since then, since that 5-6 game losing streak, won at Carolina, lost to the Ducks, beat Montreal, beat Dallas, and then outplayed Buffalo there, outshot them by 11, but just could not get the tying goal there. So I think if I look either way here, it has to be to Edmonton. This line has gone up a bit. You can still get minus 130, minus 134 elsewhere, which, 15, 20 cents here is a big deal on this. Devils plus 124 is the best line out there. If you want to bet the Devils, I would say, maybe take it here but otherwise, Edmonton's got, this is going to be a game where you got to look at the injuries because Matthias Ekholm, John Klingberg, both did not play for Edmonton on Monday. Matthias Janmark is day to day with an illness, so you're not sure what's going around that route there. And I know the Oilers got Jake Wallman. They get kind of short up their blue line there a little bit, but Ekholm's a big piece. Klingberg, even in his old age, is a decent third pair guy for them so far this season. So this is probably going to be a good old fashioned pass game here from me. But if I had to play anything, maybe look at over 6.5 at plus money. You don't see that a lot, but Devils games have gone under. Their under is 40-24-2 this season. Not sure if Markstrom's back yet. Markstrom is back. He's been back for a few games now. I'm not sure what I'm thinking there, but I can't trust this Devils team. I do think they'll eventually go on a little bit of a downslide without Hughes, Siegenthaler, Hamilton still out, but this Oilers team could also be beat up as well. So keep your eyes on the morning skates, the news that comes out around noon for seeing what happens, and maybe jump on a line if those defensemen are playing, or jump on the Devils if those defensemen are not playing. All right, down to 8 p.m. here. Got a good old-fashioned pick'em. Got the New York Rangers at the Minnesota Wild. Both teams are at minus 110. Over 5.5 is at minus 120, with the under 5.5 at plus 100 here. Rangers have now lost 4 in a row after that 2-1 loss to Winnipeg on Tuesday. Had back-to-back shutout wins to start the month over Nashville and the Islanders, 4-0 in each of them. But since then, allowed 3, allowed 4, allowed 7 to Columbus, and then 2 last night in Winnipeg. Minnesota has been playing, Minnesota hockey. Slow, boring, beat the Avs last night 2-1 in a shootout. A few 3-1 losses before that, or 1-0 loss, a 4-3 win, a 1-0 win, I should say there. If it's the Rangers, if it's just Shesterkin, I think he would be good. I go with the under 5.5 here at plus 100. Minnesota not generating a ton of offense over the past 10 games, and Shesterkin should be up for this one against a Wild team that I don't know how they're generating the offense. Kaprizov's out, Eriksson Ek's out. Boldy's been good, Rossi's been good, but don't think it'll be too high scoring here between these two, as long as it's Gustafsson for the Wild. And Fleury's been playing decently. He's got his one game in against the Penguins, though, so it should be Gustafsson. Rangers, I trust Shesterkin. Quick coming off a 7-goal against, but also coming off signing a 1-year extension with the Rangers today, so maybe he's feeling better. But either way, under 5.5 has to be the only way to go here between two teams with not so great offenses in the past week or two here. All right, now all the way down to 10:30. I got the Washington Capitals plus 105 at the Los Angeles Kings minus 125. Over 5.5 is minus 122. Under 5.5 is plus 102. Capitals here are on a roll. They've won 5 in a row. They've proven me wrong. I thought, maybe that 3-game slide would go longer they had at the end of February, but they've been playing great. I mean, haven't been playing the best competition. Ottawa, the Rangers, Detroit, Seattle, Anaheim. But you can only beat who you play. You got to play your schedule, and the Capitals are doing that right there. As for the Kings, they also had a losing streak of their own. They had a 5-game losing streak, but now on a 3-game winning streak over St. Louis, over Vegas, and then 4-1 against the Islanders there on Tuesday. Kemper has been primarily the much better goalie there, with the David Rittich giving up, big save Dave, giving up 5 goals in that 6-5 win against those Golden Knights. Washington, Thompson, Lindgren have been a fantastic tandem. I definitely think a lot of teams are going to try to emulate that with their goaltending. It's you either get a number one or you get 2 1As that you can trust no matter what here. Capitals also scoring a bunch recently. They have 16 goals in their past 3 games, 24 goals during their 5-game winning streak, and they also have allowed 14 in that 5-game winning streak. So maybe a look to the over 5.5 here, minus 122. I know the Kings do like to play lower scoring, slow it down hockey if they get a lead, but I don't know if the Capitals will let them do that. I don't know if they'll be able to get a lead against Washington here. The best team in the league. I think they're the President's Trophy favorite now by a little bit. They have the same amount of points as the Jets, but have 1 fewer game played and a much easier schedule the rest of the way here. So, I think I got to go with the Capitals at plus 105. Just the Kings are a team that Kings seem like a team that they're just stuck. Every year, it's like, all right, we're making the playoffs, maybe making some progress. We're not falling off as far as we should with Kopitar and Doughty aging and losing all these pieces. And then the first round, they play the Oilers, and they've been gotten worse every year. I think it was 7 games, then 6, then 5 last year. So they're due for a sweep this year if they meet up again, which looks pretty likely there in the Pacific. Got Vegas 5-point lead in first, and then Oilers and Kings right there around the same point percentage. So I know the Kings are great at home, 21-3-4, but just had a home loss to St. Louis last week, home loss to Vancouver. Wouldn't hate a draw play here. Both teams need points in their conferences here. They don't really care about giving up the extra point to a team that's not in their conference. So could see a 2-2, 3-3 type of game if you want to sprinkle a correct score. But I do like the Capitals at plus money here. This is the game of the night here. Going down to 10:30. Got the Chicago Blackhawks minus 110 at the San Jose Sharks minus 110. What a showdown. Under 6.5 is at minus 120. Over 6.5 is at plus 100 here. The obvious bet here is the over. Over 6.5 plus 100. Celebrini has been great for the Sharks. Will Smith has been great in the new calendar year for the Sharks as well. And with Askarov on the shelf, you got Georgiev starting for the Sharks, and he is just not an NHL goalie. He's had a few different stops now, and the Sharks don't have an NHL defense in front of them, so that makes it even worse. Blackhawks, haven't been playing well recently. Just got shut out in Colorado on Monday, but had 2 days off now in sunny San Jose to feel a bit better about themselves. San Jose also coming off 3 straight losses, 7-3 at Colorado, and then 4-2 and 3-2 at home to the Islanders. But maybe they have been more impressive than I thought. And the Islanders game outshot them 40-28, outshot the Predators 27-19, but the Preds went 2 for 5 on the power play to make the difference there. So, maybe take the Sharks there at home. They have more home wins than road wins. Blackhawks are only 7-21-5 on the road, but this is a game where both teams should be looking to lose. Sharks kind of do have that number one pick, or the best odds for the number 1 pick, kind of locked up. They have a 6-point deficit on the Blackhawks, but still 15 games left that could be made up, especially with how the Sharks are playing. So yeah, I think the Sharks go out there, try to get that win. But yeah, the over 6.5 here has to be the play at even money. Maybe a draw play. Maybe we see a back and forth, 4-4, 5-5 type of game. That would be pretty fun to see this. Maybe Bedard and Celebrini both go off a little bit, but not a strong play here. You know, Capitals Kings is a better game at this time slot. This one could be fun. This one could be extremely fun, and hopefully, if you take the over, it will be there. So, all right, that's the 9-game slate for Thursday, March 13th. Not too many puck bucks here for myself. It's just a one-man show, but let's scroll back over the plays for tomorrow. Lightning probably on the puck line plus 136 against the Flyers. I think minus 175 is decent. I think that will probably go up to at least $2 unless it's somehow Johansson in net, but it's not a back-to-back for either side, and Flyers just do not have 3 NHL lines right now, so they're going to keep the lose streak going. Blues Penguins don't really have anything too strong there, I don't believe. Blues are better rested, so that's the way I would go. I didn't realize Golden Knights, Blue Jackets. I did take the Golden Knights on the puck line plus 150. I think they're just a better team. That's plus 150. Blue Jackets money line is plus 140. I think there's a better chance of Vegas winning by 2 than Columbus winning. Columbus does tend to play a lot of open hockey, 5-3 loss, 3-0 loss, 6-2 loss in their last 4 games. And Vegas is capable of, getting a lead and holding it. Their past few wins, 4-0, 5-2, 2-0, 7-5, 3-1, 4-3, 3-1. So they can pull ahead. They can get an empty netter late if they have to. So that would be my play for Vegas on the puck line, plus 150. Panthers Leafs, watch that one. That should be a great game at 7 p.m. Hopefully it's not on NHL Network, so you can't watch it. No, it's not on ESPN though either. ESPN has the Oilers Devils, which I guess should be a fun game with McDavid, but wish they could flex that one there. Bruins Sens, nothing too strong there. Oilers Devils should be a good game. I think I do like nothing too strong there. Rangers Wild, pick them. Yeah, then the Caps, Kings, Blackhawks, Sharks. Like not too many games here for a Thursday. Only got a 9-game slate. Do have that Vegas puck line play. Have the under 5.5 in that Wild Rangers game. Just 2 teams, not a ton of offense, and have a bunch of decent goaltending. Gustafsson, would have been in the Vezina Trophy race if he stayed healthy, or if Connor Hellebuyck wasn't a complete animal. He's just a beast in net there, running away with his second straight Vezina Trophy for the Jets. Got a few more here pulling up. Tampa Bay went over them. Did take St. Louis minus 115 due to being rested there. Vegas puck line, Rangers Wild under, and that's it. 9-game slate. May do some player props. Keep an eye out on the SGPN Discord for that. Might go live at some point tomorrow afternoon to do those player props, to get those out to you for the podcast listeners, YouTube viewers as well, if that's something that interests you. But that's the 9-game slate. Gonna throw it to a break here before getting into the NHL Award Watch. Rhythm is throwing an epic March Madness party, and you're invited. All Rhythm users are invited to a first 4-watch party Wednesday, March 19th at the awesome Stadium Swim at Circa Las Vegas. Free drinks, plus you get to hang out with the guys from SGPN, and it gets better. Rhythm is also giving away a $250 March Madness future for one random lucky Rhythm user. Even if you can't make the party, you can still win the future bet. Come by and use Rhythm to help fill out your brackets and make some bets while you're there. Free party plus a chance at a $250 future. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party for details. And of course, Underdog Fantasy. Whatever your sport, you can cash in big with Underdog Fantasy Pick'em. Underdog is offering a Luka Doncic discount for every Lakers game the rest of the regular season. So sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code HGP. All right, you guys have heard Joel talk about Greg Wyshynski's Awards Watch. That came out today. Came out Wednesday morning, Wednesday the 12th here. And there's a new leader for Hart. and Norris and Calder is the same. But those three on the market's going to be taking a look at here. YouTube viewers, you can see I have the Hart Trophy odds up. You got Leon Draisaitl minus 150. You got Hellebuck plus 165. You got Nathan McKinnon there at plus 475, and he did receive the most votes in that article for Wyshynski from the voters as the MVP lead back. He won the Four Nations MVP, trying to become the first back-to-back MVP since Ovechkin in the late 2000s there. Only Ovechkin, Hasek, and Gretzky have done it, so McKinnon would really cement himself there. But McKinnon had 33% of the votes on the ballots, so not a runaway, 26% to Draisaitl, and the rest there to Hellebuck. So should be an interesting rest of the way here, but we take that information, we go to the betting market here. We see Draisaitl still the favorite, minus 150. Hellebuck still right there, plus 165. And then McKinnon, plus 475. He's as short as plus 425, but 4-1 for, the guy who some of the voters right now think is the leader is, something you should definitely take advantage of if you're looking to get into the future market here. He's been a beast. He's been a beast with Martin Necas. Makar is the favorite for Norris. We'll go there next, but Avs have been absolutely clicking, especially with Nichushkin back. I saw some stat that they're just have an incredible record with him when he's healthy and or not suspended. So if they can keep that up, I think McKinnon sees his odds drop a bit. So get in at 475, 450, whatever you can find still when you're listening here. Let's jump over to the Norris where you see Makar minus 175. You see Zach Werenski plus 220. And the injured Quinn Hughes is now down to 20-1. So Makar minus 175, though, that is the best on the market at DraftKings. Got 250 minus 280 out there. So you are seeing some fluctuation there. In the Norris odds, despite in Wyshynski's thing, the leader was Zach Werenski. He had 45% of the first place votes. Oh, no, Quinn Hughes had 45% last month, but he's only played 3 games since January 31st. So he had it locked up, and then he got hurt. And now we have a 2-horse race, once again, with Cale Makar going off against Zach Werenski. I think Joel mentioned it last pod that Werenski could get the credit for the Blue Jackets being, making the playoffs, that they're turning around, especially because they're not sure how the Jack Adams are looking right now, because they're going to get something, whether it's Jack Adams or the Norris here. Looking at the top defenseman points, you have Makar with 75. You have Werenski right there with 69. Makar does have a better plus minus, plays on a better team. Werenski does have more even strength points, 45 to 42. But Werenski earned 48% of the first place votes from the ballots this time around for Awards Watch, and he's plus 220. So plus 170, plus 165, plus 140 are out there. So the odds are seeing that and respecting it quite a bit. He's coming down. So, but he's the leader, and you're still getting plus money, plus 150, plus 200 if you can shop around and find it. And Makar could be getting some of that, Makar fatigue. If Werenski is up there with Makar the rest of the way in terms of points, we've seen it in the NBA with MVP and Jokic getting robbed a few years ago by Embiid. You could see that with Makar. Makar has been, been the guy. He's gotten it before. He's been a great for a few seasons in a row, but this could be Werenski's one chance, and voters might want to recognize that and award him with it. So I did add some Werenski. I was not trying to, but had to get some Werenski in there because the Blue Jackets are a very high scoring team, so he'll keep picking up the points there. I think those are the only 2 major changes there, the Hart and the Norris. But let's take a look at the Calder Trophy. You got Celebrini minus 200, minus 210, minus 210 out there. You got Lane Hudson plus 300, plus 310, and then Dustin Wolf at 9-1, 10-1 there. But Celebrini's still the favorite. Awards Watch had Celebrini, Hudson, and Wolf as the 3 finalists there. But Celebrini has seen his vote share go down. First place was from 90 to 60, now to 48. Still has almost half of them, but Lane Hudson has been piling up the points for the Canadians, putting up, rookie assist numbers for defensemen you have not seen in quite some time. He leads all rookies with 49 points as of right now. One more than Celebrini, two more than Michkov, and it does seem like the Tortorella stuff with Michkov is going to cost him a bit. I'm not saying he deserves it over Hudson, over Celebrini or Hudson, or necessarily Wolf, but if he was able to have a bit of more of a leash, or if his line mates could finish some of his passes, I feel like he would have 5 to 10 more points, and that could give him the jump there. But Celebrini minus 200, I think, is accurately priced. I think Joel would probably say to get in on that if you still can, because he is an all around great player for the Sharks. I saw someone say he's borderline elite at 18 years old. So minus 200 there would probably be my recommendation here. May have missed the boat on Lane Hudson 3-1. If that gets higher, I might take it. But and if the Flames make the playoffs, there's a legit chance. Someone said 10-1, but I feel like that would need to take Hudson and or Celebrini falling off a cliff. So so Hart Trophy, you got McKinnon there. I would play that. Norris Trophy, I would play Werenski. And Calder Trophy, if you're not in the market yet, I would probably play Celebrini at minus 200. But if you've been listening to the podcast, you probably got him at a much better number. And so probably just ride that out and hope the Sharks get some wins. Hopefully Celebrini can stay hot there with with Will Smith. All right, that's going to do it here. 9-game slate, got the NHL Awards watch out of the way. Make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on Spotify, on Apple. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. Also subscribe on YouTube. Like and comment there as well. Appreciate all of you there. And I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop. See ya.